Good morning. Okay, so I think that the normal expression when a group of people looks good is that you look like $1 million, but I think it's safe to say today that you guys look like $20 million, right? Yes. Bad joke. My name is Sarah McMillan, and I have the pleasure of serving as Manager of Workforce and Talent Development for the City of Birmingham, and I am honored to welcome you today as we celebrate this amazing $20 million investment into Birmingham. So in true Sarah fashion, I have to start with a story, because I was brought back this morning thinking about something that my dad said to me a long time ago when I started playing basketball, which I know it's hard to believe in this pink dress that I was once a basketball phenom. But sixth grade Sarah made her first three-point shot, and it was like, I was like 2 feet behind the three-point line, and I just like chucked it up there, and it was the first time I had ever made a three-pointer, and it felt so good, and I was ecstatic, and it was on top of like the fact that, you know, I made the shot. It was also at the buzzer. So like the game ends, I make this three-point shot, which in like the 6th grade, kids don't make three-point shots, or at least we didn't. We weren't that great. And so my first mistake was, instead of running to the bench where my team was, I ran to my dad, because I'm like, he's gonna be so excited. That was the first mistake. So I run over there thinking he's gonna like high five me, because I've now just like made him super proud. And the only thing, if you know my dad, he didn't even smile. He just looked at me and said, act like you've been here before. So all of that to say is, as exciting as it is that we are here today to celebrate this monumental investment into our great city, I just want us to remember that we have in fact been here before, and that this has absolutely nothing to do with luck, but it has a lot to do with how we have strategically set ourselves up to put people first, to tell stories so that people who don't live in our city see the value in investing in us. Over the last several years, we've benefited from some of this tremendous, historic, unprecedented federal investment, which also includes an amazing $11 million Good Jobs Challenge grant that we're currently stewarding from the EDA as well. And again, this has nothing to do with luck, but has to do with two very specific things I just want to point out. The first is that at the city, we always start with people. We put people first in every single thing that we do, and we're really proud of it. We were unashamed and unapologetic that this application was about our people. It was about economic mobility, and not just economic mobility broadly, but economic mobility for North Birmingham, Northside, Smithfield, and Pratt. A lot of folks didn't understand why we took that strategy, but we were unashamed, and we charged forward with that always being our North Star, that it was always going to be about people. And secondly, we truly, to our core, believe that Birmingham is inherently wonderful and rich. We are full of capable, talented people that have tons of promise. Our people are capable, and they have the necessary tools and resources within them and within our communities to do the work to change our communities. And I think that the best part of all of this is that all of the partners that are in this room and that are responsible for us getting this investment really bought into that. They saw the value in that, and they understood that early on, and we're really appreciative of you, because we could not have done it without you. And so I'll just close in saying one thing, which is, I told you so. Everyone, like, the whole like running joke among the coalition throughout this entire process was like, Sarah's a little cocky, isn't she? We would say, when we get this money, when we get to phase 2, when we get these dollars. And the fact is it's not that we were cocky or that we were overly confident, but that if you were in our seat and you saw what we saw when you go to the communities and you talk to people, you would understand why we were able to do this. It's because of them. So I will close and welcome up my fearless leader, the director of our Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. You're going to hear from him, and you're going to hear a little bit about our economic charge and our economic potential. And then we're going to invite some of our component project leads up here to speak a little bit more intimately about our projects. and how the work is going to get done over the next 5 years. And then you're going to hear from our wonderful Chief of Staff and hear about his remarks for why this is such a tremendous investment. And then I think we're going to wrap up. Oh, I skipped somebody. I'm so sorry. Before our wonderful Chief of Staff, you're going to hear from our Deputy Director of our Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. And with that, I will pass it to Cornell.
Well, good morning. Once again, my name is Cornell Wesley. I proudly serve as the Director for the Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. So listen, over the past year, the City of Birmingham, under the leadership of Mayor Randall L. Woodfin and with the support of our City Council, has secured over $100 million in federal investments. This funding comprises, So this funding comprises several significant grants that have been mentioned and will continue to be mentioned. $10.8 million from the Good Jobs Initiative, $21.7 million from the RAISE grant, followed by another $14.5 million for neighborhood access, and of course, a $50 million plus for the Choice Neighborhood Program, and as of today, $20 million from the Recompete Initiative. Now, such an achievement is unprecedented in the city's 150-plus year history. See, this funding was not a result of a natural disaster demanding urgent intervention, nor was it triggered by an unforeseen crisis requiring civic and federal action. Instead, it stemmed from a clear mandate, a charge to keep, embodying the principle of prioritizing people. While our obligation to serve the citizens of Birmingham is an ongoing endeavor, several undeniable truths about our city stand out. First, our resilience is unquestionable. Our community has rallied together, unified in the quest for progress and innovation, ensuring that every dollar invested yields real benefits for our neighborhoods. Secondly, our commitment to growth is evident. The influx of federal funding has ushered in a transformative era of development where infrastructure enhancements, job creation, and improved public services have become tangible realities. Thirdly, our dedication to inclusivity is clear. Our initiatives emphasize equity, guaranteeing that every voice is acknowledged and that all residents have access to the resources necessary for success. We are engaged in ecosystems, not egosystems. Furthermore, our forward-thinking approach is apparent. With a well-defined vision for the future led by our Mayor, Mayor Randall Woodfin, we are investing in sustainable practices and innovative solutions that will shape Birmingham for generations to come. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge two key members of the Innovation and Economic Opportunity team. Coriate Hauser, our Deputy Director, and Sarah McMillan, our Workforce Development Program Manager. Together, Coriate and Sarah have played a critical role They've played a critical role in propelling our initiatives. Their commitment, their expertise, and collaborative approach have greatly enhanced our success and the growth of economic opportunities right here in our great city of Birmingham. I would also like to acknowledge the federal delegation and the support that was received from Congresswoman Terry Sewell, who has and will continue to be a champion for Birmingham, as well as Senator Katie Britt. Now the next voices you will hear, as mentioned, will be that from our strategic partners, with the first being Dr. Cynthia Anthony, President of Lawson State Community College. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you so much. It's a privilege for me to stand before you today as we celebrate this great milestone in the city of Birmingham. Lawson State Community College is excited and pleased to be a partner in this endeavor that we've worked so hard on. Lawson State will serve as component number one lead to bring a workforce development center to the communities that we will be serving in this grant. This workforce development project will actually establish this center to serve the residents of North Birmingham, Pratt, Northside, and Smithfield with very important in-demand workforce training that will actually lead directly to placement in high-performing jobs, high-quality jobs in the areas of advanced manufacturing, construction, early childhood education, and other areas that will incorporate digital literacy. Lawson State has long been a leader in workforce development training, community development, and partnerships. So we stand proudly ready to take on the challenge and ready to take on the opportunities that are before us to provide this workforce training to our citizens. You know, we must actually talk about the fact that this will be employee-driven. We will work with our employers to make sure that we're providing the training that they need and that they want in order to get our citizens into these high-demand jobs. It's really all about providing the service that our citizens need and connecting them to the workforce of not just today, but the workforce of tomorrow. We will train for jobs that have not even come to our city yet so that our residents are prepared for the next generation of jobs and workforce development. Again, Lawson State stands proudly with you, and we are proud to continue this partnership of putting people first. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Kendra Key, and I lead the region's Birmingham Black-Owned Business Initiative. In partnership with Prosper Birmingham, we have been lead convener and drafter for the portion of the grant that will support the development of an entrepreneur center focused on Black business growth and excellence. What's happening here today is the result of collaboration. This is about people and organizations who share a vision for a more prosperous Birmingham, coming together to identify real, tangible ways to bring progress forward. Our goal is to see that more locally owned businesses are successful and that more entrepreneurs, more families, more neighborhoods are empowered to grow. Through this center, we will ensure more people and more businesses are able to benefit from the growth we seek to facilitate in this city. Through this funding, our goal is to see that no one is left behind when it comes to economic and financial security. Today, we celebrate the result of collaboration, and tomorrow we'll celebrate the business success that will come as the collaboration reaches new heights. We are elated to be a part of this victory. It's been an honor to be a part of the collaboration, and we look forward to the impact that is to come. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jude Dooley. I'm the COO for the YMCA of Greater Birmingham, and it's a real honor to be a part of this. When you think about the challenge of workforce development, the fact that the city took a courageous approach and to include childcare and early learning as a part of it is impressive. There's a crisis affecting America right now where access to high quality and affordable childcare continues to decline. And to have a focus of getting a priority to provide childcare in a safe and affordable way for all of the citizens will allow us to increase workforce development. So there's going to be several steps that the YMCA is proud to be a part of as we do this. The first is we are going to lift up a child care center of excellence. And so this child care center of excellence will serve as a training ground and a resource to over 150 kids to attend from birth all the way up to pre-K, but it will also be an opportunity for us to train future educators and other center directors within the Smithfield and Greater Birmingham community. We've got some great partners that are collaborating with us. So the Women's Foundation of Alabama, Child Care Resource Network are all going to serve as leaders and spaces to encourage new workforce leaders to decide to take on a career of childcare as a priority for them. And so we need future leaders. One of the mayor's major priorities is putting children on a path to learn to read by 3rd grade. You can't do that without a well-balanced start right from the beginning. And to have childcare as a portion of this grant says a lot about our city and about how important this work is going to be. So it's an honor to be a part of this. It's an honor to lead this effort from a childcare perspective, and we're proud to see the change that it's going to create. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Stephanie Walker, Chief of Staff at the Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority, on behalf of our Executive Director, Charlotte Shaw, who's actually speaking at a national transit conference today. I would like to thank the City of Birmingham and all of our partners for this great opportunity. We are excited that we have secured the Recompete grant from the National United States Economic Development Administration. This achievement is special thanks to the City of Birmingham and all of our partners for your dedicated support and efforts in this undertaking. BJCTA will play a pivotal role in the reinvestment component project. This project will greatly improve transportation access for the City of Birmingham by expanding our on-demand service, which is our microtransit program, and consolidating key fixed routes known as our 70-30 plan. BJCTA aims to connect people to essential services and job opportunities. Some of the key components of this funding will be utilized to expand microtransit services, consolidate routes to improve efficiency and reduce wait times, and last but not least, establish a transit hub in the North Birmingham community. This is a significant step toward mobility and economic growth in the City of Birmingham. Thank you once again to the City of Birmingham and all of our partners. We look forward to your continued support and collaboration. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Good morning. It's a great day to be here in the City of Birmingham, and I stand before you very proud and very thrilled as the Deputy Director for the Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. And now that we have this grant, also in addition to the Interim Recompete Challenge Coordinator for this grant. We are very thankful to the U.S. Department of Commerce, the Economic Development Administration, for this catalytic investment into Birmingham. Our communities have been working to transform their under-resourced neighborhoods for decades. And earning the title of Recompete finalist was an endorsement that Birmingham's strategy to create a sustainable communities and connect workers to good jobs in geographically diverse and persistently distressed communities was something that was needed. Recompete program has an intentional focus to reduce the prime age employment gap, which is ages 25 through 54. Reducing that prime age employment gap is increasing good jobs in Birmingham, which is crucial for our growth and prosperity. I want to pause for a moment to thank all of our partners, both that are here and those that are not here, the Birmingham City Council for your unwavering support in this effort, and also, as we've mentioned, Representative Terry Sewell, and also Katie Britt, and many hosts of other partners. If I start naming, I forget somebody, but there were well over 100 partners who helped us put this together. Our application, it took us about a year to put together. We had weekly calls for over the last year, hard conversations, collaborations, phone calls, in-person meetings, while at conferences, getting together and having other meetings outside of the conference just to put this together. But as you see, this is a springboard for us, not just to provide resources, but education and hope for the communities of North Birmingham, Smithfield, Northside, and Pratt. The work ahead is tall, and we're ready to do the work. This grant covers a 5-year implementation period, and we are dedicated to its success. You may ask, what is success and how do we measure that? And there are surely benchmarks and all of that in the grant. But one simple thing that we look at when we look at success: S for strategy, U for unity, C for collaboration, C for consistency, E for effectiveness, S for sustainable, and S for sacrifice. As I wrap up my remarks, I'll end by quoting Nelson Mandela: "It's always impossible until it's done, and now it's done." So with that, I'll call up Cedric Sparks, who serves as our Chief of Staff for the City of Birmingham.
Good morning, everyone. To quote Cleo McDowell from Coming to America, I feel like breakdancing. I want to thank everyone for being here today. As stated, my name is Cedric Sparks. I have the pleasure of serving as the Chief of Staff for the City of Birmingham. It is my high honor to stand before you on behalf of our Honorable Mayor, Randall Whiffen, who I can assure you wanted to be here today. The only reason he is not here is because there's a little one that has him wrapped around their little finger as we speak. But he wants everyone to know that we are grateful for the Biden-Harris administration for the $20 million investment from the Economic Development Administration Distressed Area Recompete Pilot Program. The mayor believes in playing team, and so certainly you've heard that the members of the Birmingham City Council are here, but we want to acknowledge the ones that are present because, again, this does not happen by coincidence or accident, and so we want to acknowledge the presence of our council president, Dr. Darrell O'Quinn. We want to acknowledge Brother Clinton Woods, Councilor Ms. LaTanya Tate, and Councilor Valerie Abbott. Let's thank the members of the Birmingham City Council. We also have an executive leadership team. I want to acknowledge the presence of one of my colleagues, Chief Ed Fields, that's in the back. Again, Mayor Whiffen believes in playing team, and so he wanted me to share very pointed comments around the benefits to our city, to our community. And so indulge me, if you will. This investment will be a catalyst for transformative economic mobility for North Birmingham, Northside, Pratt, and Smithfield neighborhoods. These persistently distressed communities have endured a legacy of disinvestment, and Reinvest Birmingham can ensure they flourish again by connecting people to good jobs through equitable and sustainable interventions. In economic development, we call this investment place-based development, where there's intentional focus on geographic location to incentivize investment, including infrastructure and public facilities, job creation and workforce development, affordable and workforce housing, and much, much more. Our Reinvest Birmingham communities all have elements of these investments, like, let's not forget, the $50 million Smithfield Choice Neighborhood Implementation Grant. Generally, folk clap when they hear 50 million. Keep your clapping hands alive. The $350 million Caraway site redevelopment. Y'all can keep clapping. Don't get tired of clapping. Development of 52 new affordable homes. The Pratt Shadowbrook neighborhood. With this grant, Reimagine North Birmingham Library, as well as Workforce Training Center, and many more like these that make investing in place more sustainable. Reinvest Birmingham builds upon a foundation of grit and tenacity that we've taken to transform and reimagine all of Birmingham's neighborhoods. And as our interim Recompete Plan coordinator, Coriate Hauser, stated, this plan is a culmination of the work the Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity has been progressing towards over the last 5 to 7 years. And point of personal privilege, we really do want to pause and salute Cornell, Coriate, Sarah, for the amazing job that you all have done. Know that we're extremely proud of you all. Every Birmingham resident deserves access to high-quality jobs, and these interventions will lower barriers to workforce participation and provide a springboard for residents to obtain those jobs. You often hear the words public-private partnership, but what does that really mean? It means being awarded $20 million for Reinvest Birmingham. That's what it means. We could not have crafted this competitive application without such strong and dedicated partners. You've heard about many of them, like Prosper and Regions Black Business Growth Initiative, and Lawson State Community College, and the YMCA, and the BJCTA, and the Birmingham Department of Transportation, and the nearly 50 other partners and employers who accepted the call to help us provide economic opportunity for the residents of Birmingham. That is the epitome of teamwork. We were intentional to have resident-focused solutions that allow them to engage at varying stages of their workforce journey. In closing, everyone, putting people first is not just a slogan, but what we aspire to do here at City Hall every single day. This $20 million grant not only helps us to realize that potential, but also proved for us that when you put people first, great things happen, and a win for the city is a win for our residents. And I will note this is good. But we're growing to be the best version of ourselves. And so as we leave, let's remember good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good becomes better and your better becomes best. Thank y'all.
Time frame for many different of the component projects looks between 3 to 6 or even 9 months, but that doesn't mean work is not being done. That's mean that we're hiring the right folks, that we have the appropriate infrastructure, and we have our other investments coming into these programs solid and on foot, so that when we do become public and just physical space that you can see, we can continue that without stopping, hopefully.
Why was it so important to address barriers such as childcare and transportation when applying for this grant and setting stuff up?
Yeah, so as we've heard before today, workforce, one of the major barriers is childcare and transportation. So how do people get to work if they have to be at work at 7 a.m. and most centers don't open till 7? What does that do if they have to be there at 6 and they don't open till 6? So what we wanted to do was find innovative ways that took out those barriers for those to participate in the workforce. And some of that looks like non-traditional hour childcare, and then transportation access, which expanded in this particular area, and a hub that also gives them a central location, so that if it's a job outside of these geographic areas, if they need to get to Birmingham or West Birmingham, they can do that with this fixed route. So that's why those two are very important, because those are typically the two biggest barriers to those participating in the workforce.
I see that, a big part of this is making sure that people are ready to be a part of the workforce and have these jobs. What's the goal as far as bringing more businesses to these communities?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you know, if you're from Birmingham or if you've been around long enough, Birmingham and North Birmingham in particular was a very thriving community. And so what we see nationally is small businesses need extra layers of support. And so what we built into this program is an intentional focus on Black businesses, primarily because Birmingham is over 70% Black. But we do also know that those businesses not only need support, but they need real tangible resources. And so a physical space gives them the opportunity to come in and commingle and learn, and then hopefully go out and duplicate that into the community, while also learning how to sustain a staff that's paid a prevailing or livable wage. So we're attacking it from two perspectives: Birmingham Black business growth and creation, and also a workforce that's strong and solid, so that those Black businesses can sustain and grow for generations to come.
Do you have timelines for when, like, the childcare center or when it's transportation will go back?
Yeah, I don't want to say the timeline now because it's still in some negotiation, but all of those timelines will be placed online so that everybody can see our progress.
And if people want to enroll in the childcare or find out what the transportation is, that information's online as well?
It will be, yes.
Can you talk about the impact that putting jobs into a community and businesses in a community, can you talk about the overall impact that has on the community?
Yeah, I mean, it's a term that we call place-based economic development. And so what that means is that you hyper-focus in a place and you make that sustainable, so everything that community needs come to life, and that represents a place-based initiative that we hopefully can replicate throughout the city of Birmingham. So what that means more than anything is that people have a quality of place and quality of life that they can enjoy and also scale into.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to get IMS partners to move the podium. We're going to